Lovelies. So in today's video, we are going over and reviewing the organic alcohol and witch hazel base for linen and room sprays by Wick. If that's what you're here for, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Adding the base to your desired fragrance oil and combining them, and bam, you've got a spray. So in today's video, we'll be making linen room sprays utilizing the Wick base, and the base that we're using is their organic alcohol and their witch hazel combo base. And then for the fragrance oil today, we'll be using the Black Sea fragrance oil from Midwest Fragrance Company. So I have all the things that we need to remove the tops to our linen sprays. I have my funnels here. We'll set these to the side until we're ready. I'm gonna take out our mixing vessel on our scale. So making such a small amount, I am going to do all my measurements in grams. I do like to do my measurements in grams anyway, just because it's a little more accurate to the size. So these particular bottles, they hold 3.75 ounces, which is 106 grams of liquid. We get started on measuring. Using their base, or really any base, makes it really easy to make linen sprays and similar items because they do all that main mixing for you ahead of time. So all that you have to do once you get the base is then add your fragrance oil at the appropriate level. I went to the website, and I recommend you do that for any fragrance oil or essential oil that you plan on using, to make sure that one, it's safe to use for either skin and or for aerosol product, and two, what the percentage it recommends. So there are two places that you want to look. One, at the regulation for that particular fragrance oil that's been dictated, and then also, especially when it comes to waxes, what the fragrance load that item can carry. Now, in the case of the base, that's not a problem. The only thing that I really need to worry about is regulated amount for the actual fragrance oil itself. But for waxes, it matters, because if you go over a certain percentage, the fragrance oil could bleed out of the wax or the item that you're using and then cause additional hazards for your product. So now that all those disclaimers are out of the way, we're going to go straight into combining these two products. So I'm going to weigh out the base first in grams. So I need 103 grams of this base. Grams of fragrance oil. So I'm not even going to tear that out since it's such a small amount. I'm just going to add it up. So I should have 106 grams of product total in this base. So I did a mix of 3% for this particular fragrance oil because it carries a long way. So I'm just going to mix to incorporate. So now that we've got that done, we can fill our jars. That is your linen and room spray. Now that we have our linen spray mixed in with our fragrance oil, let's see how it turned out. So you just do spritz. It's nice. So what I will say about the base, it is a very strong scented base. The alcohol in it is very prevalent, but it did incorporate very nicely with the fragrance oil that I used. In the percentage that I used for it, which was 3%, it was strong enough where I can smell the scent very nicely. When it actually spritz into the environment. I didn't get that straight alcohol smell to my nose like you get when you smell it straight out of the bottle, or like it hit me when I tried to smell it still in the vessel after mixing. Once it's been incorporated with the fragrance oil and had time to settle and then sprayed into the air, it definitely mellowed down that alcohol smell and that alcohol burn to the nose, and it coats the room really nicely. So I will say I'm very impressed with this base. Now what I also will say is that this base is pricey and you can very easily make it yourself at home, and I'll actually have some future videos going over alternatives to making this base as well as a few other bases like the rediffuser bases. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. If you like this content today, please go ahead and smash that like button, boop the subscribe button, and hit on that notification bell so that you can be the first in the know for each video this Vlogmas season. And I'll see you guys later.